Boxing pros reveal that
he's a savage, and he didn't feel in his element. It's a real thing. Davis is a violent human being.
You do have one guy who, yeah, he's smaller, but he's a top fighter. He can punch, and he's fighting a guy who's not a top pro fighter, who's bigger.
I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
It's a real thing. If you're from the hood, you will know.
Boxing experts are unanimous Jake Paul has no real chance of surviving against Gervonta Tank Davis. Shocker Stevenson explains that even though Jake has a huge size advantage, it won't help him. Tank's superior skill, timing, and experience will dominate the fight from start to finish. Shocker predicts that Tank won't even look for a knockout, since Jake's size makes him harder to drop instead. He'll outbox him completely and win by a clear decision.
Difference between these two guys.
I mean, size will play some part of the fight, but if I'm thinking like I'm Tank, I'm probably just gonna go out there and try to outbox him and use my knowledge and IQ against him. So I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
Is there any way any realistic or legitimate way in your mind you could see Jake Paul winning a fight against Tank?
No.
No way.
Nope.
Not a lot of people have talked about Jake and said he's got good power. Not even and I get anything could technically happen, but you don't even see a realistic shot where he could land one big punch, and Tank being so much smaller, he just can't handle the power.
Nah, not at all. I think Tank is he's been boxing his whole life. Been boxing since a kid, so I doubt like that's gonna be an issue or problem. I think Jake is good for where he's at, but I think it's just levels.
Do you see a more likely chance that Tank wins by decision or by knockout?
By decision. I mean, that guy's too big. I don't think that he's just gonna knock that guy out. So I see him like outboxing him.
Could you see a realistic possibility where Tank could knock him out? Although more likely that it is, like you just said, a decision.
Nah, I don't see him knocking him out, no.
Will you watch, Shakur? I mean,
no.
Obviously, no?
Hell no, nah. That ain't really like... I mean, like I said, here's the thing. Like, I got two sides of me when it comes down to I got a business side, then I got a competitor side. And from the competitive aspect, it don't excite me for me to be like, okay, I want to watch it.
Showbiz the Adult reminds fans that Tank has already proven he can handle taller and stronger fighters like Ryan Garcia. Ryan was not only taller, but faster and explosive, yet Tank adjusted and beat him with ease. Showbiz argues that if Tank could close the distance against Ryan, who had real boxing skills, then Jake Paul will be no different. Jake's size might look like an advantage, but boxing is about timing, distance, and ring IQ, and those are Tank's greatest strengths. Once the fight starts, Tank's ability to read movement and set traps will quickly expose Jake's limits.
See, when it's all said and done, the whole talking shit goes out the window. Jake's scared. And let me tell you this too. I looked at I'm sizing them up. I'm looking at Tank and Jake, and I'm looking at them. Tank can reach him too. He reached Ryan Garcia. He reached Mario Barrios. I was like, he ain't gonna be able to reach him. He's gonna reach him. I saw Tank's gonna reach him. He knows he's gonna reach him. Listen, I want to say this too. Funny as hell. Before I say all this, Alicia Baumgardner, shout out to you, girl. I couldn't believe out of all the women to be the first one to do 3-minute, 12 rounds, it's Alicia Baumgardner. And I really know if I have a great endurance, great stamina, and she's doing this shit. Shout out to Alicia Baumgardner. Because, what's her name? Layla? I don't really know her like that. But she looks like she ain't rattled by Alicia. So that's a perfect dance partner for that. Trying to drag Alicia Baumgardner into lake water, see what's going on with that. Shout out to Alicia Baumgardner. But let's get back to Tank. First of all, Tank knows what he's doing. Tank Davis, he said, what he was just making all these implications that it's going to be scripted. When he said, you're paying me, and then he was like, yo, you're going to have to give me extra. And then he said that this is scripted.
At the end of the day, I gave this little guy an opportunity. He should be thanking me. I'm paying him. I'm his boss. He reports to me, and I'm going to fucking son him on November 14th. So fuck you, little man.
You paying me? Are you paying me?
Yeah.
100%? 100%. Facts?
Correct.
Yes? Correct?
Correct. I'm your daddy.
40.
Chris Algieri praises Gervonta Davis for bringing massive excitement to the sport every time he fights. He says boxing today isn't just about skill, it's about who can draw fans and keep the sport alive. Tank represents that new era of boxing. Every time he steps into the ring, arenas come alive. Algeria also credits Jake Paul for reviving interest among younger and casual fans. Though Jake isn't as technically skilled, he's pulled new eyes to boxing. In Algeria's view, both fighters in very different ways are helping the sport grow.
About the face of boxing could be Jake Paul soon. And the face of boxing is basically... Yeah, the face of boxing now is based on if you sell and if people tune in and how many eyes are tuning in when you fight. Gervonta Davis had that. Jake Paul has that. Now they're fighting each other.
Again, these are created products. These are still created products. Jake made his name going to Walgreens and then making funny faces. You know what I mean? And it was just blowing up on YouTube and whatnot, right? I mean, that's how he started.
The world we live in now, dude. It's unfortunate.
Okay,
it's not like Sugar Ray Leonard, who was the best fighter in the world and marketable. It's not like Oscar De La Hoya, who was a gold medalist, great fighter and marketable.
But what I'm saying is technology allows us to make, if I want to take this shoe off right here, and I say, I want to make my Nike sneaker into the best product possible. And I got enough money to push it behind it. I put it all over your social media platform, and I put it all over your TV set and all over your phone and all over everything. You know what, bro? You're gonna start to get curious about the shoe.
Charleston White, on the other hand, completely dismisses Jake Paul's boxing career. He says Jake's fights are more entertainment than competition-staged events built for views and money. According to Charleston, Jake has never faced a real elite-level boxer who could test his true skill and endurance. He believes that if Jake ever steps into the ring with someone like Gervonta Davis, the difference will be brutal. Tank's experience, reflexes, and champion-level conditioning would expose Jake instantly. Charleston sums it up perfectly: exhibitions don't make legends. Real fights do.
Boxing and what people say is going on in the media, without a doubt, I think Charleston White is 100% right about that. Don't believe anything you hear. Don't believe anything you see. Wait to see how things play out, and ultimately everything will come out in the wash. Well, going into this fight with Gervonta Davis, I had my concerns about the fight because of the same type of reasoning that Charleston White used, except for mine is slightly different. I don't think that either one of these guys are going to try to do too much damage to each other. Number one, because if it's scripted, which more than likely to an extent it will be, Gervonta Davis is not going to put himself in a situation where Jake Paul is going to actually be able to hurt him. And with these 12-ounce gloves on top of Gervonta Davis's hands, which is bigger, 2 ounces bigger, I do believe.
Boxing legend Teddy Atlas compares Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis to Logan Paul's exhibition with Floyd Mayweather. He explains that while Jake's physical size might seem impressive, it means nothing against real ring experience. Atlas describes Tank as a rhythm master fighter who controls pace, timing, and emotion in every round. He's fought killers his entire career and developed instincts that Jake simply doesn't have. Boxing, Atlas says, isn't about size or strength, it's about precision and control. Every move Tank makes has a purpose. Showbiz the Adult also talks about Tank's mindset outside the ring.
Okay, Floyd probably won't knock him out, but probably going to outbox him. I get where Dana's coming from. These things are not meant to be competitive fights. They're meant to make money and to, I guess, scratch that itch of the circus mystery unknown.
And Gervonta, I think, hits way harder than fucking Floyd, but he's too small. I mean, your brother's going to be able to, get inside on him, put his weight on him, tie him up. But I don't hate your brother. Your brother's out there doing his thing. But it cracks me up that they want to start suing people that are talking shit when your brother talks more shit than anybody talks.
I think the thought process behind it is, okay, so Jake and I are obviously pretty polarizing individuals. And when an echo chamber starts and a rumor mill starts of like staged fight bullshit, which like these fights aren't staged, that's just, it's at that level, it's like almost impossible. I think they think that it affects the business and it affects the brand because people discredit him as actually having legitimate bouts. I think that's the theory. So to hold people accountable for
legitimate
perpetuating the rumor.
Legitimate meaning not fixed.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
And which is, I mean, again, Dana would do the same thing if his company became known for doing fixed fights when they weren't. then he would try to find the same way to hold people accountable if they were reputable people saying that, right? So again, the whole Jake suing people for blatantly trying to say he fixes fights or he stages fights or people have no knockout clauses and all the other bullshit, I understand. Now, again, people need to use their words more accurately if they're upset about what Jake is doing. All you have to do if you're upset with the way Jake is moving in his career is say, what some people do say, which is, we like to see Jake challenge himself. We don't want to see these exhibitions, these fights that don't make sense for what you said you want to do or what you purport to want to be in the sport of boxing, which is a world champion. We want to see you fight active fighters around your skill level. That's it. But you can't go on there and go, oh, look, another rigged fight. Oh, look, another fake fight.
He says Tank doesn't need fancy words or hype. His confidence comes from his upbringing, from surviving and fighting his way out. You can see it in his posture and presence. Tank never looks nervous or intimidated. While Jake Paul uses media and marketing to sell fights, Tank's aura speaks for itself. His silence is his weapon, and every opponent feels at the moment they stand across from him. Watch the full breakdown of their explosive exchange and what this could mean for Floyd's rumored comeback. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more boxing updates, reactions, and fight news.